How's it going, guys? I'm back at it again in here for the video for you guys for today. And in today's video, I am in here for my TNA Final Resolution 2012 pay-per-view review and giving you my thoughts and opinions overall on what I thought about the pay-per-view. And overall, for the pay-per-view, it was actually pretty good to good, and I was into it for some things. Other things I didn't really care for, but I will most likely explain that too as I go along in this review for you guys. And starting things off, we did have a surprise bonus match here. We had Cowboy James Storm actually wanting to be on the pay-per-view, even though he wasn't really scheduled to be a part of it. He was able to make a challenge, and actually we did have Kazarian looking to accept that challenge, basically, is what happened there. And they were able to have the first matchup of the evening. And that was a good match, with those two, and I didn't really mind it whatsoever being on the card. And I thought it was fine. In the end, it was a pretty good match. We had James Storm defeating Kazarian with the last call super kick, so that was really cool, and wasn't really against that whatsoever, so it was a nice surprise match to see for the first matchup of the night. Then after that, we had the X Division Championship on the line. We had Rob Van Dam defeating Kenny King. Wasn't really happy about the outcome of that. I would have preferred to have Kenny King, even though I really didn't get to mention Kenny King and Rob Van Dam in the prediction video. I did miss that match, but with this one, I did see it, and with this, it ended up being actually a pretty good match, but I would have preferred to have Kenny King win it, and since Rob Van Dam has been holding the X Division Championship, and that's fine, but he really doesn't need it, and I want to see him more in the main event since I do think he does fit there, but we'll see where that goes for Rob Van Dam in 2013, and I'm sure there'll be a rematch with Kenny King in there somewhere at some point, probably within the next pay-per-view, probably either for Lockdown or probably in a rematch for TNA Impact, or maybe like for Championship Thursday or something like that, so I would expect that to happen there. Next match, we had the TNA Tag Team Championships on the line. We had Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez defending the TNA Tag Team Championships, and in this one was actually a good match between these two teams, with Morgan and as well Joey Ryan. And in the end, we had Chavo Guerrero and as well Hernandez retaining the TNA Tag Team Championships there. But the bullshit finish, I didn't really care for it, and that's where Matt Morgan was able to try and attack the referee. The referee had it, and then that's when we had a DQ, and as well Hernandez and Chavo Guerrero were able to retain there. Other than that, the matchup was good, so that's all I can say about it right there. And I would expect this feud to continue into probably most likely Lockdown, or whenever these two teams will eventually lock up once again. So that one I didn't really mind whatsoever. Alright, from there, then we get into the matchup between Bully Ray and Austin Aries, where we had a heel versus heel match. This one was a great match, really into this, and I really like the feud that's going on here, but I don't know if I would consider Bully Ray as a heel right now thinking about it, since, he's more kind of going towards that faceless type of, thing right now, and especially with him going with Brooke Hogan and everything, so I don't know, I kind of get that feel with Bully Ray. I don't think it might not happen, but I'm pretty sure that Bully Ray is still a heel as of right now. But anyway, with these two, really great match, and with this, in the end, we have Austin Aries stealing the win here, and we had the interference by Brooke Hogan and as well Hulk Hogan here, and Brooke Hogan looking to stop the match, but in the end, we had Austin Aries getting the win and actually having Bully Ray being busted wide open, so that was pretty crazy there to see. So overall, good match and worth watching, and definitely, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Next match, we got the Knockouts Championship match, and the match that I've been waiting for a long time. We had the returning, of course, of Mickie James, and that was really cool to see, and I do blame Jesse for being in this and actually getting the distraction here, and that pissed me the fuck off and everything. I really didn't want to see that, but I do blame him for that, and I do expect a rematch definitely coming out of Mickie James and Tara, and no, Mickie James did not get the Knockouts Championship. Really disappointed about that, but it was a great Knockouts match, and Tara was able to retain there, so, can't really do much about that, but hey, what are you gonna do? I still enjoyed the match, and that's all I gotta say about that. Then we got the 8-man tag team match, and where we had the Aces and Eights, and as well Team Kurt Angle, And with this one, surprisingly, it was a good match, and I wasn't really expecting too much out of this, and I didn't really care about it all that much, but in the end, we had Team Kurt Angle getting the win here and taking out the Aces and Eights. And no one was revealed. I was kind of hoping for that, but we really didn't get to see that yet, but I'm sure we'll probably get to see that later on in for 2013. Then from there, we move on what is supposed to be the final match and the final showing of AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels in what was a great match and possibly even one of the matches of the night. Definitely highly recommended to you guys if you haven't seen it already, and that does remain to be seen if this is the official and the final encounter between these two. We've seen these two wrestle each other for a World Heavyweight Championship. I believe, yeah, in tag team action, of course. We've seen these two fight each other, and in singles action, and as well in a stipulation type of matchup. So we've seen these two do it all and done everything that they could possibly do, and finally have these two officially end the feud. And I think this is a really great way. And yes, finally Christopher Daniels was able to get the win, and it looks like this could possibly be the end. That remains to be seen. We'll have to wait within the next couple of weeks or months and see what else is going to happen, but I don't really see anything else happening and having this continue. We have Christopher Daniels using AJ Styles' own finishing maneuver with the Styles Clash. We almost seen a crazy spot from the top rope with the Styles Clash, but that was reversed, and we saw Christopher Daniels ending up getting the win. Great match there, and definitely can't really say anything bad about that match whatsoever. And then from there, we move on into the main event. Of course, the TNA World Heavyweight Championship was on the line, and this was a good match. We had Jeff Hardy defeating Bobby Roode here, and with this one, I could see this actually continuing into the next pay-per-view. We had the Aces and Eights as well come out, kind of with a distraction, what I was going to say, and didn't really understand why they just not really did too much there, at least from what I saw anyway, with the distraction. But overall, it ended up being a good match, and Jeff Hardy was able to get his finisher. I believe he used the Twist of Fate there, if I stand corrected on that, and we see a lot of good back and forth stuff, and in a spot where Jeff Hardy nearly just about killed himself there. That was fucking crazy, with the spot where he was gonna do one of his finishers with the Whisper and the Wind right into the crowd there, but Bobby Roode was able to bring him back in and continue the match, and where I thought Bobby Roode was going to get the win. He came close though, but Bobby Roode did not win, so I'm sure he'll probably get that win that he was looking for by the next pay-per-view when that comes around. So like I said, I do expect this match and as well a rematch and as well this feud to continue. So that about does it for me for TNA Final Resolution 2012. And be sure to leave your thoughts and opinions, and as well go follow me on Twitter at DavidRivera1889. Link will be down there in the description box for you guys to check out. Continue to subscribe, and as well I will check you guys in for another video, which will be for my WWE TLC 2012 pay-per-view predictions and preview. Until then, have a great rest of your week, guys. See ya.